back, everyone, to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
She's back.
I was gone for a long time. It seems like ages ago.
This will be, of course, our continuing Comic-Con coverage, but I had to take a little break, babe. And it wasn't only because you were here, though that certainly made it an easier decision for me. But we were running out of space on our podcast account. We use a podcast host, and there's a certain amount that you're supposed to upload per month. And we had put so much good stuff up there that I was just about out of space. So I got a little room left. I was saving it for you.
Aww.
And then we're just a couple days away from the end of the month. So then I can put more stuff up.
Okay. I had no idea there was a limit. Thank you.
So we're still talking about Comic-Con, and we got a few goodies left. Mm-hmm. I thought, now that you're back, that we could start with, well, you know what? Look, so here's a little story. You went to a press conference for the Impractical Jokers, who we have talked about on this show before.
Yes,
at some of our past con coverage.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
I sure did. I really, really was there.
You really, well, we have. So you tried to take a video.
No, yeah. Yes. I tried to take a video. You had the recorder, right? The audio.
Well, yeah, I was doing some other stuff, but then you tried to take a video and it just didn't really work out.
Correct.
And we were trying to get more high tech over last year, because last year we took a video of that same press conference and I was holding my phone the whole time, and it's okay. I was pretty diligent about holding it steady, but it could be better. So this year we had extra tripods and I got a stabilizer, and things were going to be better.
Yeah.
And then,
every year something happens. Every year at Comic-Con, something happens.
First year, if you've been listening to us for a long time, first year, we lost all of our shit. All of our shit.
Yes.
Had to replace microphones, recorder. It was unpleasant. Someone took it. Someone still has it. I don't know where it is, but oh well. What happened last year?
They needed it more than us.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I don't remember. Something
went wrong last year.
Something. Well, not that this was wrong, but we had to bring my son to Comic-Con.
True. That was interesting. Yeah, things had gone not so according to plan before Comic-Con in real life. And that did lead to us bringing your son, Gage.
Right, so that was an extra stress.
It was a little more stressful.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to go. He wanted to go this year, too. But this year, there were some other things going on, too.
That was a horrible time. Like, two of my children got lice.
Ew.
I know. Right. I don't even know where they got it from. But it was, I do know where. I think I know where they got it from. They were swimming in a public pool.
Uh-huh.
With dirty... No, I shouldn't say that.
I'm pretty sure chlorine would kill lice.
Well, I don't know them because it was a fucking nightmare. And then it was Comic-Con. Like, right. That's all I've got to say, really.
There was other stuff. There was plenty of other stuff. Lice was only one of the problems. Yeah, that was a crazy summer.
Yes.
This summer has been a little less crazy. Maybe a little less crazy.
Yeah. And you know what? Did I have the most fun out of all the Comic-Cons at this one? I think so.
And you had to cut it short.
And I had to cut it short. Maybe that's why it was more fun.
I told everyone that you had to leave early, and I didn't go into big detail, but it actually has to do with your son, Gage, who was with us last year at Comic-Con. He has type 1 diabetes.
Right.
And this year you took him
to Diabetes Dog Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Early Alert Canines, they train dogs to smell when a diabetic is either high or low. Normal blood sugar would be like 90. And so if they're anything below 90 or anything above like 250, they're in trouble. So, that's where we were.
Yeah.
It's an amazing foundation, Early Alert Canines, because they're nonprofit. They take the guide dogs and the service dogs that were rejected from like the blind training,
Oh, is that
I
what
know,
it is?
they're rejected.
that's sad.
For one reason or another. Like, one was rejected because he was guarding gopher holes, and every time he saw a gopher hole, he would go guard it.
Wow.
I know. So, or if they're less than perfect, the blind
Being
guide
blind
dogs,
is, you need a dog that's really on the ball.
perfect, right? But these dogs were on the ball. It was amazing. They're just so smart
Yeah.
and beautiful. So anyway,
So we'll see how that goes over the
That
next
was-
6 months to a year. We might wind up with a dog.
right. That was last week.
Yeah. So that's why you were gone, and that's why you left Comic-Con early. Now, we did have some tragedy with the Impractical Jokers press conference, just to mention that real quick. You were trying to take a video. There was an app connected to a camera, and it said you were taking a video,
I saw the numbers.
and it was full of lies.
I think it crashed at the end
That never saved. No, I don't know.
and didn't save, or I just fucked up and didn't do whatever I was supposed to do.
But luckily, you had some backup audio going, and so we still can podcast it. We can't put it on YouTube like we did last year, although the audio will go on YouTube automatically through the podcast feed, but whatever. The point is, we don't have a cool video to show you of the Impractical Jokers, but still, if you're not watching them, you should be. Did they say when the movie's coming out? I haven't listened to the audio yet. Is it coming soon? Because it was a full year ago when they said they had just finished wrapping
I feel like
shooting on the movie.
I feel like maybe they said November, but
right.
that could have been anything, honestly, because we heard so many.
Okay. I was just wondering if it
We talked about
was
it.
still in your head. Okay.
We did talk
So they're
about
going
it.
to talk about the upcoming movie. They're renewed for more seasons. You asked a question or two
Yes.
during the press conference.
Right.
Cool.
Everybody asked questions.
Yeah.
was pretty
So
good.
they're just neat guys. We did hear one of the first things from Comic-Con. We heard from Joe Gatto. He was part of that anti-bullying panel that we'd love to go see.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're all really nice guys, and they do a funny show. And James Murray, he just got engaged recently. Did he talk?
did. No.
He didn't talk about that?
No, I wish I had known. Did you know before I was there?
I did, but I forgot about it.
Oh, that would have been a great question for them.
Yeah. So the one person was missing, right? Sal is not at
Sal
the
was
press conference.
missing,
Okay,
yeah.
so we have Joe, we have Q, and we have Murr. Is that correct?
I had a crazy dream about Sal.
Oh, please do tell.
I cannot.
I think you can. I mean, it's a podcast.
Well, I just don't know. It
No?
was weird. It was weird. I was going to have sex with him and it didn't happen. So it was weird.
It's interesting because we have a friend who has also had some fantasies about Sal.
Really? Oh, I know who.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
It was boy stuff, you guys.
yeah.
Very, very.
Well, I mean, Sal might be
very
gay.
hot. Well, Sal has alluded to liking girls, but you never know.
I know, he
Our
has.
friend who is gay seems very sure that Sal is probably gay.
He seems
and also
kind of
really likes
gay,
him.
but only because he's so sensitive.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess that
And
must be
I
it.
should not be stereotyping or
But in any case, apparently you find him kind of hot, and our gay friend
because
finds
he's
him
so
hot.
sweet. He's just so sweet.
All right. Well, he wasn't there. So
No, he wasn't
you
there.
didn't get a shot at him. I'm sorry.
No,
So sorry.
I know.
I mean, I guess
think
I would
had
understand.
that dream that night. So
Oh,
it must
really?
have had something to do with Sal not being there.
Oh,
Yes.
glad I could be lying next to you for that. So anyway, here's the audio of the Impractical Jokers press conference. Please enjoy. And if you're not watching it yet, what the fuck, man? Just go watch it at True TV. I'm sure there's clips of it all over on YouTube.
It's hilarious.
It is definitely worth watching. Oh, is there some Impractical Jokers on Netflix?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think
I want to
so.
say there's
I haven't
a
seen it.
season or two, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just making things up. But look for it wherever you go. Amazon, I'm sure, has it for streaming download if no one else does. But it's
funny.
just good. It's
It
just
is.
good. It's very funny. All right, here's your audio.
And away we go.
Hi, everyone. Oh! Yeah, good to see you. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Hello. Oh, this is a high one, right? Thank you all for coming to Fireside Chats with Brian Quinn.
Whoever wants to kick it off,
I'll go for it.
go for it, Brittany. Thank you.
So, let me ask you this. 6 seasons in, how do you figure out how to keep, where are we on now? I've lost count of the number.
No,
Eight. Okay.
Not 6, 8.
But the challenges are the same.
You're always evolving the show, and even individual games are evolving. What's the process that you guys go through to say, hey, maybe we need to tweak this, or maybe it's time to introduce something new? How do you decide each season?
I'm going to shoot you straight, Britt. When you started the question, I thought it was going to be a shit show, but you nailed the landing. So this is a good question.
Yeah, I actually think you've thought about it more than we have. Just by asking that question.
Yeah. We start every season. You want to talk a little bit about the process?
At the beginning of every season, we take like a couple weeks to kind of look at what worked in the last season, what we love to do, and then we decide whether we want to do certain games again and how we want to spin it. And we always kind of have like a top line idea of like, all right, this is a new area we want to go into. We said from like day one, if the show's not advancing or pushing, we would stop doing it.
Yeah.
And that's our challenge, is to keep it relevant all the time.
The format is fun in the show that is both challenging and liberating, is that when you do a joke inside of a challenge, you might realize that joke could be its own challenge.
Yep.
So we'll have some fun where sometimes, like I think even in the very early beginnings, we told Q in season 1 IFB just to hold somebody's hand and not let go, and then that became one of the challenges we did 3 or 4 times because it's just so weird and awkward. So that's part of the fun of it too. You'll find something that makes sense. Brian and I's water is here.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you. Say hi, Shay.
Stay hydrated.
Shay works on the show. You guys know Shay works on the show, right? Yeah, I'm gonna tack on to that and say that sometimes when I show up to set, I don't even know what we're shooting.
Very true.
and I have to ask Shay. I have to go, what are we doing today? And then she tells me, and then it happens like that.
Comedy gold.
Comedy gold. You gotta keep it,
You never know what cue you're gonna get that shows up on the set. It's very funny. So we're only
Sometimes I'm in a bad mood.
we're only required to deliver 25% of the funny. So that's it. You got to deliver 30 seconds at most. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I could do that. I could deliver 30 seconds of funny. That's fine. Anybody, right? So all I gotta do is worry about that sweet spot.
That's it.
Yeah.
35 seconds, it's over.
Well, I think I got a good 15 in there, screwing that up at the beginning.
There you go. Great. Don't even worry about it. That was the best.
Great. Yes, you in the back.
Sir, in the back.
Yeah, the blue.
How do you guys deal with when you come up with an idea and then you go to do it in a situation and it's just not working? So how do you kind of rebound from it, or how do you adjust
I get
it?
pissed off. What we'll do is, like, if we're out there and we're trying to get it to go and something you just can't cut it go, we'll just swap out and try again later.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
We'll Q will come out, or I'll come out if I'm just not feeling something, and we'll go back in like a half hour later. That helps a lot because you got to reset your head, and sometimes you get caught up in why something's not working, and you go, shit, what do I do? That helps a lot.
It's harder when it happens with a full challenge like the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we filmed something the other day that on paper was going to be hysterical. It's called Angry Mob Debate.
I thought it worked.
Well, that's where we disagree. But actually, it was so bad that it actually kind of worked anyway. So we'll make anything, because even when it doesn't work, it's still our idea, right? We tried it, and either 50% of us are behind it or 50% are not. We'll just go. So sometimes it's either going to fail miserably and be fun to watch to fall apart because the other guy's going to make fun of it, or it's going to just fail terribly, and then we'll just all laugh at how
Here's
bad.
the thing, just the nature of our friendship, I end up usually going first. Joe usually ends up going fast because it takes Sal and I the longest to do the challenge.
So the normal order is Sal,
Sal and Maria, Sal, and Joe.
And then it goes faster and faster. And in that challenge, like, I went first. And again, on paper, I was a big fan of it. And after my first turn, I went like 3-4 times. First turn, I was like, oh, this is not going to work.
And we still have 75% of it this year.
Yeah, but I think it's not like an episode of X-Files where if it's a dud, it's a dud. Like, if it's going south, we have the luxury of letting you guys in on it.
Right.
Of being like, this sucks, and making that a joke on its
Yeah,
own.
the funny will come from somewhere else.
Yeah, like it'll just come up because Sal, for whatever reason, was in clown makeup, and he's miserable, and the bit's failing, and that's funny.
That's funny to everybody.
So we get away with a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you guys.
New day?
Yes. Did you make the panel earlier? Did you see?
I just got here like an hour ago. I missed it.
Oh, it was here. So you bounce back and forth between stand-up and the show. Have you ever been on stage and when you're doing a bit and go, this might actually work for the show too, or vice versa?
Yeah, we in one of our tours we actually had an idea to film
We shoot
videos for the.
We show videos on stage for the live tour.
Yeah, that's part of the draw of the live show. You can only see exclusive hidden camera videos that we filmed just for the live show. Can't see them anywhere else. You see them only once on that tour. So one of the ones that we did in the last tour, and it was Santiago Santos tour, was actually an idea for Jokers. We were filming it and we couldn't be edgy enough with it, and we were like, you know what, let's go full tilt and make it edgy and get the best comedy out of it, but it's going to be a little bit not safe for TV, if you will. Like it was more than 60. It was more like the 16 and over, where we try to keep our yeah. So we took it and we actually filmed that bit, and we took that and we put it in our live show. Yeah. So something had the origin where we thought it would work for the show, it didn't. But we were like, you know what, this is great for the live show. Yeah.
What's the hardest punishment you've had to get through? I think of Murr's time at Tumblr.
Bows. Yeah. Murr, I will say this about James.
It's a funny wind up.
I will say many things about him, but I will
only say one that's pertinent to the question, though.
And we no matter what, if you think it's going to be the most uncomfortable situation in the world, that's where he shines. It's great to see him where other people squirm, he shines, and I'll say that about him every day. It really is. I mean, and not like a boss thing. We were in, remember we were in a conference room around the corner with sound blanks. We couldn't be loud. We had to be quiet because we were literally we invaded this office space, and it got so awkward. And so I was that the two guys in front of him, when they turned around, I was like, is there going to be a fight in the office right now? Like we never thought it would even go that way because it's an office, you're at work. And one guy was ready to murder him.
I'm good at instigating fights.
I think my worst punishment was Tarantula, but I just watched the California episode one, and it was so hard to watch.
It's hard.
We have a Universal episode coming up, and the punishment is insane.
Yeah.
I don't even want to ruin it, but it might be the worst thing.
I think that was definitely a tough
to watch.
My favorite for you though was the cake punishment. We had Hugh posing as a judge at this cake baking competition, and these are serious bakers. They're competing to get into the big cake building competition in New York City. And he walks around with a "Hi, my name is Judge" kind of shirt.
Hi, my name is Judge. Yeah. Hi, my name is. You slap it on and we hand wrote Judge. So it's credible. It's credible.
And we told him he had to just go destroy the cakes one by one as he's judging them, right? So he's leaving a trail of destruction behind him. And after he finishes smushing the last cake, we tell him to take the badge off. He's actually a contestant in the same competition as the other people.
So he goes and stands at table number 3 amongst everybody else, and the real judges come out and have to start explaining how this other judge ruined stuff. And like, what other judge? There are producers, and they're all pointing at Brian, and he's like,
that was rough. and the way that punishment came about, to talk to the process for a second, was I came up with an idea where I was like, all right, what if we took an action figure and baked it into a wedding cake or a birthday cake or whatever, and then the punishment was one of us had to go out there and at a charity event get with a bunch of cakes, put our hand in the cakes and find which one to ruin them. Yeah. And everybody was none too hot, and then Joe goes, he goes, I got something. I was like, what? He goes, I'm not telling you, it's for you. So it was my idea, and Joe turned it against me, and that's how that came out. That was a good one.
Yeah. The punishment process is fun because sometimes it's like that, or other times it's like we'll just be sitting in a room and they're like, what if we make you a massage chair? Well, what's the punishment? They're like, people sit on you and you have to shake. I'm like, great. So those kind of things happen all the time. Yes.
What's the movie update, guys?
Oh, great question. If you hear anything, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
We got messed up a little bit in the AT&T. AT&T bought Turner, bought our bosses, bought us. And they brought in new management, and the new management has new ideas, so they're working it all out. Yeah. But the movie's hysterical, and
the cut's locked. It's great.
Yeah, it's finished at the beginning of this year, so hopefully you'll see it soon. And we all got free AT&T wireless off of it too.
And all of you guys here as well are free.
Yeah.
No, they're not. No, you're not. Sorry.
So hopefully we'll have some news in the next couple of months.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. There'll be news shortly.
We are super excited about it. It's very difficult for us to sit on it.
Yeah.
Same.
The movie has in it a couple of mini spoilers. Up until the movie, the most embarrassing moment in my life was the Danica McKellar punishment for Winnie Cooper for the Wonder Years. They beat that. My best friends beat that in the movie. It was the most embarrassing moment.
We actually went back to, because there's a lot of stuff that we always thought like, oh, that'd be great to do, but it'd be wasted on television because time, budget, things like that, you wouldn't be able to do it right. And then when we got the movie, we literally took out the old notebook, and we got like 4 or 5 ideas we always wanted to do. We're able to do them in the movie, so it's really good.
Yeah. Yes. 8 seasons in,
Have you guys thought about maybe just doing writing and having new blood come in?
Well, here's the thing with the show is that everybody responds.
Put myself out of a job.
Yeah.
A writer solely.
Right. Well, the thing is really just the ability to make each other laugh, generally how we make each other laugh, and that's what people are witness to, and I think that's a big part of the show. There's been other versions of the show that have failed miserably because it's not
you.
It's not even not us, but it's strangers trying to be friends on television. And I think a lot of people need to. You're part of the friendship as a viewer.
Yeah, people ask us sometimes, can I be in your show? Can I audition to be your show? Like, we have to go back in time 30 years, become friends with us, and And I think a lot of it too is at its core, the show is really ultimately an improv show, right? And we don't know how people are going to react in any situation. We can plan and think of jokes in advance, but ultimately we don't know what's going to happen. And that's where I think our history together and our background as an improv group really shines.
Yeah, the network really feels that. I remember with season 5, last season. Season 5, I'm making funny. I think it's good. Season 5, like I had I had to make a decision whether I was going to go back to the fire department or stay with the TV show. And we had asked True, like, well, what happens if I leave the show and it's the 3 guys? And True's statement was like, we think it's got to be all 4. If any one of you left the show, we don't know if it would work anymore. So, I mean, that's, I think we agree with that at this point. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure another cast could make the show, but I have no interest in seeing that,
Me either.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a version with all women. See how that plays out.
Or kids. I think
kids might be good too.
Kids might be okay.
It's gotta be different. It can't just be 4 new dudes. I would want to see a different version.
We did actually start to use kids a lot in our show. Like a big thing talking about like how we keep it fresh. About 3 seasons ago, we were always like, we want the show to be real. Blah, blah, blah. Well, we want to use actors to make it better, to make some of the jokes land, but we don't want people to think that our show is fake, because it's not. To its core, it's us. If people recognize us, we move them along. And then Brian was like, well, it's fine if we just explain to the audience that these people are actors. So you'll notice in some of our intros, like one of the first ones we did was we had a fake grandpa in the mall. I don't know if you remember that one, where we had these guys who were posing to be our grandfathers, that we had to leave. Somebody had to watch them for us. They convinced people to watch your grandfathers. You ran to the bathroom, and then they had an earpiece in, and the other guys just messed with whoever was watching your grandpa, the Good Samaritan. And we're like, we want to do that. We're like, but we need an actor. We're like, so we just have to explain that to the audience. And once we cracked that code, we were like, we could use actors. It's fun. And whenever we use kids, it's always just you never know what they're going to say. We don't even tell them what to say half the time. It's just fun to watch them be kids.
Somebody, that new Face app that everybody's going crazy about this week, right? They aged us so we look like we're 78 years old, and it says like Impractical Jokers season 32.
It's actually season 9.
That is something I found really interesting. Is I love how you're involving the crew more. We're getting to see the personalities of your crew members. I think my favorite one is when you guys say, "How are we supposed to know if Troy Chang is Chinese?" And out of nowhere, you go, "Wait a minute, hold on, I have a thing." And so, I mean, how has that been for you guys? So I think for us as fans, it's been really fun to get to see their personalities and see some of them.
We agree that we've wanted to do that for a long time.
Day ones, when we pitched the first season, we said we wanted the crew to be part of it from day before we even knew who the crew were. And the network early on said they didn't like it, and then as we got more creative control, we were able to, because these guys are insane. I mean, you guys met Shay by now. It's just
the thing with the show is the show seems it's still to this day, even 8 seasons in, still seems like a grassroots show. Like it's the 4 of us. It's kind of sloppy. It's kind of dirty. It's kind of messy. And so you should see all of our crew and the friends around us that are helping build the show. I love bringing
because you also can't. It's hard to hide them too, because everyone is laughing and having a good time, and we're in the room with 40 people, so they're all laughing. It's like, who the hell making all this noise? I remember when we did the Cake Boss episode when we worked in Hoboken, and everybody over a joke absolutely lost it, and it was just in that room. We're like, turn the camera, people have to see this, and it was just everybody just laughing and having a good time. So they're as much part, and they work hard. They work hard to make this show, so we might as well.
That's another good point too. Like what Jokers kind of does is it reinvents the soundtrack, right? In the old days you'd hear this canned laughter or applause from an audience that you never really see or exists. We own it, you see it, you laugh with us because you're seeing us laugh, but the whole crew's laughing around us, so why not make it bigger and more real?
Plus, we love them. Wouldn't be the same show without them.
Most of them are better looking than us and should be.
Anyway. You got to see Chase.
Yes. By the word most, I mean all. I'm trying to say most. because Sal's not here.
Yeah, the four least likely guys in the world.
Who haven't we heard from? Yes.
You said it's an improv. Those scenes when it hits the fan, how fast is your crew there to like get you out of the situation?
Oh, it would be nice if they showed up once. To be honest,
we're normally getting each other out of it.
Yeah.
It very rarely hits the fan. Yeah. It really does. I can count 1 or 2 times in 8 years that it's actually done that. And they react pretty quickly. But the best part about it being an improv show and being the nature of the show that we have is that if we have an idea, literally last second, we get an idea 3 minutes before, and somebody runs to go grab it and makes it happen immediately. It's that fast. So that not just for bad situations, but great situations.
The other day we were shooting in Hollywood, and it was a throw. Joe went first, rare, and a rare Joe went first turn, and there was a joke on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the stars, and I was like, oh my god, I wish I had thought to have a fake Walk of Fame star made. By the time I went, I think Murray went, then I went. They had a full fake Hollywood star made that they laid down for me. They're just insane. Yeah, they're the best. The best. Uh-oh. Turret guns are in.
We'll wait.
Sorry.
Yes.
Darius, you mentioned you want to be relevant. We're living in a hot political climate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want it to get stale and you don't want it to be dated. So do you edit for that so that it...
We don't touch politics.
No, there it is. We always kind of thought of the show as like it's this wonderful island you go to at night to escape the insanity of the world we live in. I think the show really has a very pure heart, which is why it stays relevant.
Yeah, I think I do think it's important to just stay away from that. People need that. People need that, and I'll tell you what I'm not good at is understanding what the hell's going on in the world. What I am good at is 30 seconds.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm fine with that being my contribution. We have noticed like when events happen in the city that people find upsetting, it is tough to shoot that day. People need a sense of humor to take part of the show, and then when these events go on that people get upset about,
we were filming the day after Election Day in New York City.
What a mistake.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Everybody was screaming at us, yelling at us.
So I think you just have to. You have to keep. You have to remember. And it's not even that. Like sometimes people just aren't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
So
There was the lights went out.
No,
we was on Staten Island.
Yeah, we just can't.
My lights were fine.
His lights went on extra bright.
I was watching Stranger Things. That was fun.
Staten Island is the island. It's kind of pure heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
How often do you guys get recognized while filming, if ever?
Always.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah. It's not a problem because we'll fish out people that recognize us because no one's good at hiding it at all. People are like, we'll see them on hidden camera too. Like people come in and they're like, oh, and they'll walk up to Sal and they're like, 1 cheeseburger, please. Like, they have robots. So it doesn't work. But bigger for that, the harder part for us is when we're engaging. Like if you and I are doing a bit right now, off to the side, someone will recognize me, and I'm in the middle of trying to get you to, put me on your shoulders, and somebody comes flying over, like Joe, and they come over and like, hey. And before if they don't get intercepted by production, you have to justify who this person is to the stranger, and they'll walk away because they'll realize you're working, and they're like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm his pharmacist." So anyway, can I get like you have to make up these stories, like, "Oh, good to see you again," and you're hugging me and you whisper, "Get out of here, we're working," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay," and they'll hide. So yeah, that's the harder part.
They're staring on it. They get it.
Yeah, but it's also great. Like it's also terrible and great. Like. I'll tell you 2 stories real quick. One, I'm in Target looking for paper towels, don't know where they are. I say to the woman, excuse me, do you know what paper towels are? She goes, oh no, Joe, you're not getting me, and walks away. Like I'm filming in Target. Like she doesn't know that I'm not there. Like I just needed freaking paper towels. The other side of that is if you want to like just mess with people and whatever, and people will like come up and like, oh, Joe, like sometimes they like to go, and they're like, and they'll walk away thinking we're filming when we're not. So it's like fun to do that as well.
It also gives us we get away with murder in real life.
Get away with that
show.
Yeah.
In murder, we can just take anything from a store. I'm not condoning stealing, please. But you go to a store, you grab a muffin, you're like, he's breaking me.
Mark Franklin, he stole a muffin.
In the past 5 years, I haven't walked into a store with Joe where he doesn't go, what's the discount I'm getting? The second he walks into a store, what's the discount?
Let's go.
People like look up, they don't know what's going on. What?
It's even more fun when people don't know who I am.
I think it gets us a discount.
I get a discount anyway, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. He likes to go shopping with me.
Yeah. Say something.
Yes. They'll chew.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Sounds good.
Since we are at Comic-Con, what's one of the shows that you just have a fanboy moment?
Oh, I cannot wait. I'm gonna go. I'm trying to. We have the thing at Petco Park.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of it for now to go see What We Do in the Shadows, their panel, because that to me is one of the best shows on television. The Rick and Morty. Like, I'm excited to do all these things.
We filmed our 200th episode in LA about 2 weeks ago. While we were there, we got to see the Good Place set.
Yeah.
And we fanboyed out. Oh my God! And I know they have a big activation here in town this week too.
Yeah, Marvel's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Panels tonight when our panel is. I'm upset about that. All this stuff is happening when we have stuff. What do we talk to
All I
about
want to do is go to what
Yeah,
we do in the
I walked by
Shadows
the
now.
Brooklyn. Did you see the Brooklyn Nine-Nine
No,
activation? It was awesome. Yeah, I didn't get there, but I didn't get to walk around. I got in this morning. Was doing other panel stuff, so I didn't get to walk around. So I walked around a little bit, but I'm excited to see the Brooklyn Nine-Nine one as well.
I got in trouble during that one.
That doesn't surprise me.
What'd you do?
She walked into
I
season
don't
2.
want to spoil it, but you're supposed to be in teams working with people, and so my boss and I are on the same team, and I'm very, very competitive, so I just start screaming directions. Even the actor that was with us is like, no, listen to her, she knows what she's doing. And I'm like, from my boss, like, I'm so sorry, I just started yelling at you. He's like, I don't even care.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah. I know this is not a James S. Murray press conference here, but
Everything is James S. Murray. Live on James S.
In my
Murray
mind, it
conference.
is. I invited my friends.
going with that, can you tell us about your new book?
The new book? Thanks, man.
How much did you pay him?
I didn't.
I get paid after, right?
Awakens came out last summer. It's part of a trilogy. The Brink just came out 2-3 weeks ago, and the guys were there for the launch, which I'm very appreciative of.
Awesome.
And it's a thriller. It takes place a year after the first book. The mayor of New York City on the hunt for the evil mastermind behind all these crazy world events, these creature attacks. And it's good versus evil. There's a dose of Nazis in there. There's lots of great love story. There's lots of great action.
A Nazi love story. Not many books will give you a Nazi love story.
And book 3, and we hit a couple of bestseller lists last week. And book 3 comes out next June as well.
What do you have to say about the reviews saying that the second book is not as good as the first?
That was one person.
Is that true? No,
I didn't read it.
There was one review, and this is true. I have not spoken to him about this until right now, and I know that he's seen it. One guy goes off on Murr about, the second book is not as good as the first, blah, 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 and I know that you've seen it.
Yeah, but the user posted it. His name was S.Volcano. No, people said season 2 sucked.
That's true.
That's true.
And
people always think so. Whatever. So, it didn't bother me.
What is it? It didn't bother
That's
me.
great that you brought that up.
I love it.
Book 2's better.
Do you have another panel now? You had a book panel?
I had a book panel today, a horror panel, and just songs.
Just songs.
Isn't it true you almost got into a fist fight with Joe Hill on the last panel?
No.
That's the rumor I
That is
heard.
not
Stephen
true.
King's son. I heard the two of you almost got a game to
We
blows.
did not. He was a lovely guy, and we were on the same panel.
That's not true. I just made that up. Trying to spread things around. I heard.
I try to spread as many rumors as we can.
I heard
here.
Joe Hill called you a motherfucker. You took a swing at it.
Well, that's true.
That is true. Okay,
I did true, but I missed, so no
okay,
one.
so it's all fun. Oh, I wish we lived in the world where that happened.
We need to start rumors. Like, Sal's not here because you got
Joker
fired.
goes down computers. I beat the shit out of Stephen King's son, right?
I also love that we refer to him as Stephen King's son. He's like such a...
Yeah,
that's good.
That's song going.
Anyway, what? I forgot we were here.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Traffic Cam.
Yes.
That should be on the show.
That should be on the
How's
show.
True TV talking about, actually making a show?
Yeah, we're in negotiations
Awesome.
to do it, yeah.
Are you really?
Are you really? No.
That's awesome.
No,
It's going to be Joe Gatto and Joe Hill.
yeah, I'm excited for it. I like it a lot. People really respond to it.
Don't you think it's dangerous for you to put on a full show while you're driving a vehicle? Has nobody brought this up to this guy
What
yet?
about Carpool Karaoke?
Yeah, that's a production. That's a whole big.
So is mine.
Yeah, this is you driving like
That's
this.
all you need.
This is you.
No, it's
That's
mounted.
dangerous.
It's mounted. True clarity, I've almost gotten 3 accidents, but no, it's going well. It's fun. People like it. I'm on episode 72 now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing my first live show in New York. We tried, which is
This August. Come on out.
and we do it on the cruise, which is where I started. I did it live on the cruise, which I use the DJ as my radio, so it's kind of fun. Friends do it, and we're doing it on this cruise again. So
When is the show, Joey? August
17th.
When is the cruise?
The cruise is February 10th to the 14th, leaving out of
Sold out?
Miami. Not sold out. We got a couple cabins left. Act now. Right, Jack? Nice. Yes.
So you guys have had a couple pro wrestlers on the show.
Yes.
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, I was on the Jericho Cruise.
Okay, all right. And now, are you all fans of? I know you are. I always see you in a wrestling show.
No, it's that we leave that up to Sal and Q.
Well, Murray's a big fan of the old school. Like your
Old
knowledge
school
goes
pure.
deep for the back.
In my apartment right now, I
Yeah.
have drawers full of all the original action figures. Remember from the 80s, we had the
Oh, yeah.
whole
The
range.
big block
Back
of
then,
You're a fan of
toys. You're a fan of toys.
No, I was a huge WWF fan in the 80s.
Yeah.
Massive. And
Yeah, but it's
then
2019.
I know, but now it's 2008.
I love it. It's the best.
Were you a Hogan guy?
Oh, come on. Yeah, of course. Roddy Piper is my favorite.
He had the Hogan workout kit.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, Piper was
Superfly.
I was the bad guys. How do you feel about Hogan?
He now?
Now, yeah.
Adult Rob. I have trouble separating Terry and Hulk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can't deny his place in history.
I because I was at WrestleMania when he came out.
Yeah.
And I was like looking around. I was like, how's this going over? I don't know. I hear like some people are like, yeah, he's apologized, and other people are like, he has apologized enough.
Right.
So I'm curious how you feel about that.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not there. I've read a few things that, there's been a couple of the locker room.
I know Big E wasn't too happy with him.
Right. So, and personally, again, I still struggle with that. That was a guy I grew up, I idolized him, but at the same time, because I like the heels better, I think I always like Macho Man a little bit better than Hogan.
Sure.
So
I still listen to that Macho Man rap. It's unbelievable where he's calling out Hogan. I'm like, it's unbelievable.
It's the best. You should check out. There's a show on Vice. You should check out. It's called Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay, I'll check it out. Dark Side of the Ring.
One of the first episodes was Macho Man and Elizabeth.
Oh man, they lived on Staten Island for a long time.
There's after this, we all have aspirations to do different things. And my aspiration for Q, and I think it's partly his too, but I'm going to push him into it, is to become a manager in wrestling.
Yeah, but a heel manager.
A heel manager.
On the Jericho Cruise, I created a heel persona. I put my hair in a faux hawk, and I wore like a shirt. Then I was called Brian Abrasive. And I started the ABO, the Abrasive AWO, the Abrasive World Order. And like fans started making AWO shirts and stuff like that. So I'm all ready. Brian Abrasive's ready to go.
All right, let's as soon as we get canceled.
Can you guys talk about what are you guys doing tonight? What's this panel about?
Tonight is it's actually being moderated by one of our friends and legend, Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob. Yeah, he's we actually met him here, and it blew our minds that he knew who the hell we were. Right? We met him at Comic-Con. Right? Yeah. Comic-Con's always fun because of the bump into factor, which is so much fun for us that we're able to, so much has happened actually in this room. Outside this room, Sal showed his Jaden tattoo to Jaden Smith. Right out there. Wow. Jaden Smith was on for After Earth. He was doing pressing here, and we saw that was him, and we stalked him. And Sal ran up and dropped his pants in front of us. He's also a 6'4" bodybuilder. The guy's like, "Wait!" He's like, "I got you on this," and he showed it to James Smith. But here is where we met Tom Kenny, and we instantly hit it off. And we went to dinner with him that year, right? Yeah. And really great guy, and he'll actually moderate. And as he's taking fan questions as well from the people there, and we actually have a couple announcements as well. We can't say anything yet, but read the papers tomorrow. Yeah,
we'll be talking about, of course, the 200th episode of Jokers coming up, and we'll be talking about our new show, The Misery Index. It starts this soon on TBS.
Am I a part of these announcements?
There's a big one that you should really worry about. Yeah. Tune in next season to see 3 Jokers. It's going to be a great show.
So guys, I think we have time for 2 or 3 more questions.
Yes.
What's it like when you have the surprise celebrity guest? Whether it was Murr having the punishment or Gary Busey popping in and throwing things at Sal.
Yeah.
What's that like for you guys, and how does that get put together?
Sometimes it's a secret from each other. Sometimes we'll use people as a weapon. Busey as a weapon's fun. But in LA, when we just did our 200th episode in LA, and we knew we were in Hollywood, so we'd have some fun. So we have probably one of our creative, one of our favorite cameo bits that we actually used a couple celebrity cameos in, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have another one coming up. Put it online already. So
he did.
Yeah, so we got Jay and Silent Bob in it, and they're in Kevin and Jay are in characters. Jay and Silent Bob, which is great. It was a real moment. Yeah, it was great because it's weird because I don't want to give away what they're doing, but they're coming at you. And like you look at it and suddenly you're in this weird world where Jay and Silent Bob are like coming at you with aggression. And you're like, oh my God, like how did this happen? It's amazing.
It works a couple different ways. Sometimes we'll reach out to a celebrity if we hear they're a fan of the show, or sometimes they'll reach out to us, or we'll meet them in like this kind of thing setting, and they'll say we want to be part of the show. And sometimes we plan in secrets, like Danica Keller. I had no clue when I walked in that they knew her, were talking to her, that she was a fan. So I was completely blindsided. So it kind of works like that. Yeah.
So I saw you pop up in the trailer for Jay and Bob
Reboot. Yeah, I shot a day on that.
So is there any talk about that Impractical Joker movie?
Well, we shot one. It's just not out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a lot of talk about it. Yeah, but that was a fun shoot. The Jay South. I was in New Orleans. It was pretty cool.
That's right, New Orleans.
I went to New Orleans for a day. Yeah, it's great.
This one is for Brian.
Yep.
There was an episode where the guys punished you with spiders, and it seems like you were really seriously pissed off.
100%.
Have you thought of the punishments for each of the guys yet?
Yes. Well, I got Sal put kittens on.
That was great.
And
he was as scared with kittens as Q was with deadly spiders.
Well, something actually didn't work out. That punishment was supposed to be a little different. There's this cat called a Savannah cat, which it's about this high. It looks like something that'll kill you in the woods, but it's not. It's domesticated.
It's a house cat.
No way.
But it's people walk them on leashes. It looks like the Great Dane of cats.
That's right.
It looks like a bobcat. So we had it set up that at the end, a Savannah cat was going to come in, and Sal had no idea what a Savannah cat is. But that morning, the woman was like, I can't bring the cat. He's not feeling well. But it worked out anyway because Sal's such a wimp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it worked out.
I kind of like that it was worked as kittens.
When I made him chop through his daughter's photo,
Yes.
it was that one. And that actually reminded me that I haven't really gotten...
You know what?
Yeah, so keep an eye on season next question. Season 8, the second half of season 8. You'll see
Time left
something.
in season 8.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
All right,
Good.
I think we can wrap there.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for coming for this time.